The oldest tree in the valley stood exactly where three dusty roads met. It was a magnificent banyan tree. Its branches stretched out so wide that an entire caravan of tired travelers, along with their animals, could easily sleep in its shadow. Its thick roots curled over the dry earth like the gentle, wrinkled hands of a wise old guardian. During the day, travelers rested beneath it. Children from nearby villages played hide-and-seek around its massive trunk. Little birds landed for a quick moment before flying away into the vast sky. Everyone in the valley knew the great banyan tree, yet no one, absolutely no one, knew how lonely it truly was. Every morning, the banyan watched flocks of birds rise into the clouds together. It watched the squirrels chase one another through the grass, laughing and playing. It watched families of deer travel safely side by side. Even the clouds above seemed to float across the sky in pairs. Only the banyan remained rooted in one single place, watching, waiting, completely alone. How wonderful it must be, the tree often thought to itself, to have someone who stays beside you, someone who does not pack up and leave when the sun goes down. One bright spring morning, the air was sweet and warm. A cheerful little sparrow landed on one of the tree's highest branches. She began to sing a beautiful, happy melody while cleaning her tiny feathers. The banyan was thrilled. Its green leaves danced happily in the soft morning breeze. "Your song makes this lonely morning feel so much brighter," the tree whispered. The sparrow stopped and smiled. "Thank you, kind tree. You have the best view in the valley. I will return tomorrow to sing for you again." The banyan waited eagerly. The next morning came. The sun rose. But the sparrow never returned. Perhaps she had found a bigger forest. Perhaps she found another tree. The banyan sighed quietly. Maybe I was not interesting enough. Slowly, spring faded, and a harsh summer arrived. The valley became hotter with every passing day. The dirt roads turned to dust. The ponds began to dry up. One terrible afternoon, a tired, thirsty rabbit hopped toward the tree. He was breathing heavily, completely exhausted from the burning heat. He collapsed right beneath the banyan. Seeing the poor creature, the tree stretched out every single leaf it had. It pushed its branches tightly together to block the angry, burning sunlight, creating a perfect, cool blanket of dark shade. The rabbit slept peacefully for hours. When the evening breeze finally arrived, the rabbit woke up and stretched his legs. "This is the most comfortable and safe place I have ever rested," the rabbit said gratefully. The banyan felt a warm ray of hope blooming inside its wooden heart. "Will you visit me again?" "I promise," the rabbit said. Then he hopped away into the tall, dry grass. Days became weeks. Weeks slowly turned into months. The rabbit never returned. Once again, the banyan stood alone in the silence. As the seasons changed, many visitors came and went. Beautiful butterflies rested on its bark. Monkeys swung from its vines for a few minutes before running back to the deep jungle. Everyone gladly enjoyed the banyan's kindness, but everyone always left. The old tree slowly closed its leaves. It began to believe a very sad and painful thought. Perhaps my kindness is just a tool for others. Perhaps kindness is simply not enough to make someone stay. Then, one evening at the end of the year, everything changed. The sky did not turn its usual orange. Instead, it turned the color of dark iron. The air became strangely heavy and completely silent. Suddenly, panic broke out. Flocks of birds flew desperately toward the mountains. Animals hurried into holes and caves, running for their lives. The storm had arrived. It did not just rain. The sky broke open. Lightning cracked like a whip across the dark heavens. Rain crashed down like heavy waterfalls. Thunder shook the very dirt in the valley. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, violently bending younger trees until their trunks snapped in half. But the old banyan stood firm. It dug its thick roots deeper into the mud and held its ground. Then came the flood. The rainwater rushed over the roads, turning them into angry rivers. Suddenly, a frightened family of little hedgehogs struggled against the freezing water. Their tiny legs were failing. They were about to be swept away. Without thinking about its own safety, the banyan strained its massive wooden body. It lowered one of its thickest branches until it almost touched the violent water. The hedgehogs desperately climbed onto the branch, and the deadly flood swept underneath them. Not long after, a mother squirrel cried out into the dark night. The wind was tearing her nest apart. Her babies were trapped, about to fall into the rushing water below. The banyan pushed through the terrifying wind. It gently bent another branch close to the breaking nest. The mother squirrel quickly carried each of her shivering babies onto the tree's solid wood. Moments later, two frightened owls, unable to fly in the storm, crashed blindly into the tree. Their wings were soaked and freezing. The banyan quickly wrapped its thickest leaves over them, building a natural umbrella to block the freezing rain. Throughout that endless, terrifying night, the tree fought the storm. It protected anyone who came. Birds, foxes, rabbits, and snakes all hid safely inside the deep, dry pockets of its giant roots. Not once did the banyan ask them to stay. Not once did it wonder if they would leave tomorrow. Helping them, keeping them safe, was simply enough. Finally, the sun rose. The storm was over. The valley was completely destroyed. Small trees were gone. Homes were washed away. The banyan had also paid a heavy price. Several of its largest, most beautiful branches were broken. Thousands of its leaves were stripped away. Its thick bark was deeply scarred by the flying rocks and wind. The old tree looked tired, broken, and weaker than ever before. The valley slowly became completely quiet. The banyan smiled a sad, tired smile. Everyone is safe. That is all that matters. It closed its eyes. It expected the familiar silence. It expected the animals to wake up, stretch, and walk away forever, just like they always did. But when the tree opened its eyes, something unusual happened. No one moved. No one left. The sparrow flew down from a high branch and landed gently on the tree's scarred root. It was the very same sparrow from the spring. "I am so sorry I never came back," she whispered, looking at the broken branches. "I always thought you would just be here, waiting." Then the rabbit stepped forward from the grass. Then the squirrel family. The hedgehogs, the owls, deer, parrots, and monkeys. One by one, animals from every corner of the destroyed valley gathered beneath the old, broken tree. The tree looked around in absolute shock. "Why are you all still here? The storm is gone." The rabbit smiled with tears in his eyes. "You protected us." The hedgehogs nodded softly. "You risked your branches for us." The large owls spread their dry wings. "You stood strong for us when the whole world was falling apart." The banyan laughed softly, its leaves rustling. "I only did what anyone should do." The sparrow shook her tiny head. "No, my friend. Many will gladly offer shade when the sun shines perfectly. But only a true friend will offer shelter during a deadly storm." The weeks that followed became a beautiful dream for the banyan. The animals refused to leave. Instead, they went to work. Birds flew far away and carried back fresh seeds, planting beautiful, colorful flowers around the tree's deep roots. Squirrels worked all day, carefully biting away the dead and broken twigs to help the tree heal. During the hottest afternoons, the monkeys carried coconut shells filled with fresh water from the river, splashing it over the banyan's roots to keep it cool. For the very first time in its long life, the banyan was no longer just a resting place. It had become a living, breathing home. Not because it had begged anyone to stay, but because its true, selfless kindness had completely won their hearts. Months later, a traveler walked down the dusty road and stopped in pure amazement. He looked at the giant tree. Birds were singing beautifully. Rabbits rested peacefully right beside the deer. Squirrels chased monkeys through the green leaves. The traveler smiled and whispered, "I have traveled the whole world, but I have never seen a tree surrounded by so many friends." The old banyan looked toward the warm, golden sunset. Its new leaves shimmered in the evening breeze. At last, it understood the deepest truth of the world. Friendship cannot be forced. It cannot be bought. Real friends do not stay just because you ask them to. They stay because your pure kindness gives them a reason to never leave. Sometimes in life, we feel exactly like the lonely banyan tree. We give our time, we share our love, and we help people when they need it most. Yet, it often feels like people just take what they need and walk away, leaving us feeling empty and alone. But here is the beautiful truth you must remember. Kindness always attracts true friendships. If this story touched your heart today, please share it with a true friend who has been a shelter during your own storms. Don't forget to like this video, leave a warm comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more deep and meaningful stories.